Okay, so tournament has already started. We've got a few games going on, a few games have ended, and next round has started. We're going to have an 8-player tournament between Lolowut, Zakyman, GW Bush, Zerby, Hedja, Steel City, Arc 77, and Aggressive Numbers.
Mm-hmm. That's a great name.
Additionally, Fred War and Hey Hugh Hey or HHH did not join the tournament quite fast enough, so they didn't get in. We're just doing it down to an 8-person tournament to simplify things and make sure that we can get it all done in a timely fashion instead of recording for like 7 hours straight, which would not necessarily be very fun for anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to introduce ourselves, I am Mythonian. I've been recording WarLight for a bit with
kcscrag right here.
kcscrag, yes. You can see my YouTube channel at the bottom, Mythonian with a 0 for the O, because someone else stole the one without the O. There's Lolowut in the chat. Yo. Okay, and so kcscrag has been my 2v2 partner for a while. We play a lot of games together.
A while.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we play a lot of games together. We are brothers in real life, and we enjoy WarLight. So here we are.
WarLight's a fun game. We also record other games, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start with the first game and just go down the line.
Alright, simple enough.
So, first game is Lolowut versus zakyman. So, because of the nature of WarLight, we can't really do anything live right now. Maybe in the future. Who knows? So, we're going to have to go through the history from the beginning and just analyze everything as the game goes on or everything else like that. So, right at the start, before we see any pics or anything, we can see wastelands and things like that are on the map. This is using the strategic 1v1 settings, which we should have mentioned earlier. So we've got wastelands in the Yukon, Iceland, Finland, Ukraine, Kyrgyzstan, Malaysia, and Queensland. So those are all 7 of them. That means that areas like everything except Canada in North America, all of South America, Africa, and some nice parts of Europe are all clean, able to get some good starting locations in there. So possible good starting locations could be East China, Southeast Asia,
India,
possibly in Africa. Yeah, India is a
Southeast
really good one.
Asia is, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I know.
Possibly in Antarctica, South Africa or something. Various starting locations that are pretty good. Variety. So we're going to see the territory picks and just see what they chose and maybe why they chose it. Maybe to make it live you should play with no fog. Maybe in the future. We'll try something like that in the future. But for this tournament we just decided to go with this, and maybe we can work with Fizzer on getting something that works well. Hopefully.
Yep, that'd be nice. We'll see. Anyway.
Okay, so we have for zakyman his first pick in Brazil, second pick in Mali, third pick in Cameroon, and fourth pick in Somalia. He only chose those 4. in strategic 1v1, you get 3 starting locations. So that means if he got all 3 of his first picks, it would be Brazil, Mali, Cameroon. If Lolowut had chosen some of these and they contested them, then if he needed a 5th one, then he would just be given a random location on the map that wasn't already taken. Okay, but he chose Brazil, Mali, and Cameroon. So this means that he was deciding to focus around East or Northern Africa. Probably wasn't going to start in taking over South America. With these locations, he could get all of West Africa in one turn. If he put all of his reinforcements in Cameroon, hit Chad and Congo, and then hit Nigeria and Ghana from Brazil and Mali, he would be able to get all of West Africa in one turn, although not guaranteed, because he would only be hitting Nigeria and Ghana with 3 each instead of 4.
Yeah, but it's still that's not a bad bunch of picks. It seems pretty cool. I like it. I like his picks for getting West Africa.
Okay, and then moving on to Lolowut, we can see what his picks were. He went first pick South Pole, second pick Madagascar, third pick Tura, fourth pick Brazil, and fifth pick Hong Kong. So ignoring what zakyman picked just a minute ago, we can say that he decided that he would sort of spread out a lot instead of focusing in one area. And then he may move from Madagascar to South Africa to help him get Antarctica in 2 turns because he can't get it in 1, or maybe and then work on South Africa after that. From Tura, he could slowly expand to Central Russia, or possibly check other bonuses around this area. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this move. It seems really slow to expand.
Yeah.
What are your
Let's
thoughts?
see.
Elaborate. Talk.
Well, it's yeah, you explained it pretty well. It's just, it seems like a pretty slow bunch of picks.
Okay, then. Well, we'll go on to the first turn.
Why you would. I'm not sure why you would want South Africa. I don't really see how South Africa would be particularly useful as a starting pick. Personally, I mean, it seems like it would take a while to get all of South Africa, so it seems like a waste of a pick to me. But Central Russia isn't bad, and Antarctica aren't bad. They're decent picks, except for South Africa.
Okay, then. So we'll go on to the first turn and see that, like expected, they got all their first picks. First 3 for each person.
Yep, there was really no overlap between them except Brazil.
But that was the 4th pick, so.
Yeah, so it didn't even matter.
No problem there. So without needing to explain any more about that, we can go on to some of the first moves. We can see deployments. Lolowut put 3 in South Pole, so that he wants to focus on getting Antarctica. This will allow him to get 2 territories, attack each with 3s.
Mm-hmm.
And then zakyman put 5 in Cameroon. So obviously, as expected, that will allow him the best odds of getting all of West Africa in 1 turn.
Well, I guess actually South Africa does provide a little bit more defense for Novo over there. That's not too bad. It gives him a little bit of space.
Yep.
It's not too bad, actually.
And Lolowut put his remaining guys in Madagascar and then Tura, respectively. This allows him to get 1 territory from each of these guaranteed by attacking it with 4. Not a bad move. And he, like expected, went to South Africa from Madagascar. And zakyman went to Chad and then Cameroon. Congo. So he got both those as expected. And then Lolowut got Omsk, which is a good territory. It touches a lot of territories. Lets him know that if someone's going for anything around here, and also puts him in a position to touch all of Central Russia next turn. And then works on 2 territories from there. zakyman finishes off West Africa, as he should, and gets the last 2 territories in Antarctica, or the 2 territories that he could have gotten in Antarctica. Both fine and dandy. Everyone gets a card because they all capture territories. And we move on to turn 2.
Yep.
Where we see Lolowut putting 2 in South Africa. That will allow him to get Novo in guaranteed.
Yep. So he gets that. And he also expands in West Russia.
Well,
Well, no,
deployments
no.
first.
East Central Russia.
Zakyman puts 8 in Brazil. This will allow him to get a lot of South Africa in one turn. He can get 2 territories guaranteed. And then we see him put 1 in Chad, so he's probably going to expand into North Africa now. And then he puts 3 in Omsk, so he can expand somewhere else into West Russia now. And we see, yes, Zakyman is going after North Africa now, which he should, because he already had the starting location in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I just heard from Lolowut that we are skipping Aggressive's game. Apparently it's taking too long or something due to time. Okay, so we'll get to that when we go to that, but for now we'll continue on this. And we see that after getting Niger from Chad, he starts working on territories in South Africa. I don't really like this. He attacked 3 when he had 2. He should have attacked 2 with 4, but he hit that with 3. Hit Bolivia with 3. I don't know why he did that. May have been a misclick or something. Then he hits this with 5. I guess he expected someone to be in Central America. I'm not a big fan of that move.
Yeah, that seems... I guess if he really thought Central America was a risk, but I'm guessing that's more just a misclick, probably. Accidentally using 3 in one and 5 in the other.
Yeah. Okay, well,
it worked out for him, though, either way, so it didn't matter.
Turn 3, Lolowut 2 in Ufa, Zakyman 5 in Brazil, and 1 in Venezuela, Lolowut 6 in Tura, and Zakyman 3 in Niger. So he's obviously going to get the rest of South America this turn. He can get it guaranteed now, because he has enough.
Yep.
In fact, I think he has one more than one more than necessary. So, but oh well. And then he's going to get 1 more territory in North Africa. I don't know why he's leaving this extra guy in Congo, though. I would have moved that up to Chad and use it to help getting North Africa. So, he probably should have moved that guy out of Congo.
Maybe he just didn't think about it.
Maybe.
That one guy isn't too big a deal.
And then
okay.
Lolowut is going to finish, or try to finish off Central Russia. He's going to be able to hit Dudinka with 4 and Just Edge and Tomsk with 3s.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if that's what they do.
Pretty well.
Yep. He goes after that. He gets Zakyman gets Colombia and Bolivia. Although he hits Bolivia with 3 guys when there was only 1 defending. You only need to hit it with 2 if there's only 1 defending. So yeah. I don't know why he did that. Possibly
anyway.
Inexperience.
Maybe that might have been it. It's no big deal. It's alright.
Okay, and we see that he finishes off South America now, and this is the first time that both of these players see each other.
Yep. From Sipil to Argentina.
Okay, and then he gets Algeria next. So,
they both...
Say what?
Are you at the next turn?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
We see that after turn 3, though, Zakyman has 13 because he has 2 bonuses, West Africa and South America, and Lolowut has 12 with Central Russia and Antarctica. In terms of positioning, it seems that Zakyman has the slight advantage because he's closer to getting another bonus.
Mm-hmm.
The closest, or the fastest Lolowut can expand to get another one is 2 turns in West Russia, although he would have difficulty with that because he's having to put guys in Antarctica to defend it against Argentina.
And he can't even take it in 1 more turn anyway, because he's got to get Botswana or Namibia to be able to take Angola. So, that's not an option for him yet.
Yeah. Okay, so, turn 4.
Mm-hmm.
We see Zakyman putting 9 in Argentina to defend, and Lolowut puts all 12 of his in Sipil. And then Zakyman puts 3 in Mali and 1 in Algeria. This is the minimum to give you a decent odds of getting it.
Yeah, and he's actually... the chances say he should get it.
Yep.
It's not, absolute.
And then...
But he's got like a 60-70% chance.
Lolowut, as he should converges the guys from Scott and Novo into South Pole. This will help him back up Sipil next turn. Even if it is only 2 guys, it's still worth it.
Yep.
And
neither player attacks.
Yep.
In Sipil or Argentina.
So all we see is Lolowut positioning a little bit and getting guys closer to West Russia.
That's
And then,
not so good for Lolowut to not get a card, but well, he had to take a risk, I guess.
yeah, he should have at least tried to get something, in my opinion. Even if he was only attacking it with 3 or something.
Well,
but
he obviously calculated it. He's not a stupid player.
Yeah, I know, but still having a card would be advantageous for the future. Because this was turn 4, and I believe that's when you can get your first, how many pieces is it? Reinforcements in 4 pieces. So yeah, 4 turns is all you need to get that. So at this time, Zakyman should have his reinforcement card, but Lolowut doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see that. So that's
big deal.
This is a bad turn to decide not to get a card.
Well, at the same time,
yeah. Okay,
yeah,
so
he
Lolowut
was probably hoping that
yeah, he puts an extra
would
guy
ram
in
into
Dinka.
him in Sipil.
Indeed,
And he'd have
yeah.
the advantage next turn. That might have been it too.
And Zakyman deploys 12 in Argentina next turn.
Oh yes.
This is the turn he's going to go offensive. Colombia, he puts 2 in there so he can start gaining Central America. Lolowut puts 8 to defend and 3 in Ufa. He's going to start working on West Russia now. And looks like Zakyman may start expanding into East Africa now.
Looks like it. That's what that 4 is for. That 3 there.
Yep.
Libya. Alright.
Okay, Zakyman expands into Central America and fails to get Egypt. Not that big of a deal, it just slows him down a little bit. And now Lolowut's in a position to get all of West Russia, and this is more of a stalemate now, and now he gets his reinforcement card finally. Moving on to turn 6. He does not use it.
Decides to save it, apparently.
Intriguing. Okay, so we see him placing 3 in Panama, or Zakyman 3 in Panama, Lolowut 1 in Vorkuta, and 6 in Moscow. This will allow him to almost guaranteedly get it, except he should have attacked with 1 more in Archangel to guarantee it, but still the odds are in his favor.
Yes.
He should have been moving this 1 extra from Omsk in there, so that by this turn he would have it.
Oh,
that
well,
would have been good.
Too late now.
Yep. Okay, Zakyman puts 2 in Cuba. I guess he's going to go to Florida or something? I think that's a waste of reinforcements, in my opinion.
That seems a little strange. Alright, whatever.
And Lolowut puts 2 in Sipil and 3 in Tomsk. He may start working on West China or something. And Zakyman 5 in Congo, 5 in Argentina. It looks like this is when he's deciding that he's going to either hit Somalia, which it looks like he's going to do, or he could possibly go into Botswana or something to check if he can touch Antarctica by 2 locations.
Ouch. His attack in Archangels does not succeed.
Oh, yep. So,
ow.
Lolowut he does go into West China, possibly to check in Southeast Asia, sees that he's not here. Does not get Archangels. Zakyman did get Mexico and Florida, so he's trying to expand pretty rapidly right now, and he's getting Egypt. He does capture Murmansk, though, so now he should be able to get this next turn, even though he should have had it this turn, statistically at least. And he gets Somalia. Now, Zakyman's in a position to get all of East Africa next turn. That will just put him a little bit farther ahead. At the end of turn 6, Zakyman with 16, Lolowut with 12. Lolowut is not in a great position at this point.
Nope. Man, he would have been a lot better if he happened to get West Russia.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. Although, Zakyman's spot down there, precariously sitting above him in South Africa, is a little amusing to me.
Yep. And we see that in turn 7, once again, Lolowut does not use his reinforcement card. I'm not sure I agree with that. I don't know why he's saving it.
Well, he wants to surprise him in all likelihood, or maybe...
Well, okay, it's turn 7 right now. At the end of turn 8, Zakyman's going to begin his second one. So, if anything, now's the best time to use it. And
maybe.
Honestly, he should have used it last turn to guarantee that he got West Russia.
Yeah, It's a bit too late for that now, though, unfortunately.
Indeed. Okay,
Ugh.
so we see uh, Lolowut putting 3 in Zhejiang and 9 in Sipil. These guys are just really piling up.
Yep. Getting some huge stacks over there.
And then zakyman puts 3 in Egypt, 4 in Somalia, 5 in Mexico, and 4 in Argentina. He's going to finish off Central America this time, and I would have put 1 more in Somalia to guarantee getting all of East Africa.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe he felt like that one was necessary in Argentina. It was very necessary.
Possibly. Okay, so going on to moves, we see that he captured Sudan as expected, finishes off West Russia for Lolowut, and then works on Tibet. Personally, I would have probably moved into Pakistan and started actually capturing Southeast Asia, since he saw that he didn't have it.
No, I like that move. Well,
He was checking
no, yeah,
East China. Okay.
Don't forget about that.
I thought he was getting in a position to expand, but yeah, he was just checking East China.
And this is where he finds out that he was, that he's definitely not in East China or Southeast Asia, and we pretty much know he wasn't going to start in Indonesia from the start because of the wasteland. Yeah. So this is probably where he guesses that his opponent is in Africa.
Yep.
And he knows that pretty certainly.
Oh, and yeah, also because this is when he finishes off East Africa.
Oh, yeah, well, that'd tell him too.
And he also finishes off Central America. So at the end of turn 7, zakyman's up to 23 and Lolowut's only at 16.
Yeah, he's behind by a good deal here. And he discovers, oh man.
Okay, and turn 8, we see that he finally lays his reinforcement card. And then he puts 21 in South Africa, while zakyman puts 12 in Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And then zakyman also puts 1 in Baja to start working on West U.S., 4 in Mexico.
And neither player makes an attack in South Africa.
Interesting.
In fact, Lolowut does not make any attacks at all, or any movement.
Once again, getting farther behind in the cards.
I'm not sure why he didn't want to do anything with his stuff in West Russia, though. It seems like he just sort of ignored those guys. He could have at least moved them down to put both of those groups in Ufa, so that he could take a territory sometime and, well,
yeah, maybe start working through Georgia, Iran, Turkey, Israel to start touching Egypt or something.
Yeah, maybe, but well, oh well. Mistakes happen in quick games like this, short time frames.
Okay, we see that zakyman had captured Texas and California, and then is just moving guys down here towards Kenya. And then that's it. He's the only one that got a card, and he plays his reinforcement card the very next turn. As we see Lolowut playing an order priority card, so he's going to try something. Lolowut puts 2 in Sipil and 14 in South Africa. He's going to do something in South Africa now.
Ooh, man. He really hit hard there. It did not work out for him in taking it, but
he does not capture Kenya. He does a good bit of damage, though. Because as we can see, he put 14 there, but zakyman put 18.
Well, he lost a little bit more. He lost 23 while zakyman lost 21.
Yeah, well, because he had 35 attacking 33.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, the point is that he held it, and it actually came out as a negative for Lolowut. At this point, he's far behind.
Yep.
And he can't do much about it.
Okay, and we see that while this is going on, he's also still expanding in West U.S. And Lolowut's not expanding, so he's just slowly widening that lead even more.
Yeah, zakyman's just getting farther and farther ahead right here.
Okay, turn 10. Lolowut puts a lot in Zhejiang, so he's... why would you put 12 there? Why would you hit... Was he thinking that he had Middle East? I would have extrapolated a little bit differently. I would not have assumed Middle East. I would have assumed what he had. I would, because you see him in Kenya, you see him in Argentina. He's probably gonna have everything between there.
Yeah. Well, if he had Middle East, it would have been a good move.
Yes, it would have.
So,
Just an interesting extrapolation.
well, he's got the way that that zakyman has his bonuses right here. There's really nothing Lolowut can do anymore. The game's pretty much over for him at this point. But if zakyman had Middle East instead of, let's say, like Central America or North Africa, then that would have been a good move because he would have been able to take out that bonus.
Indeed, yeah.
But the thing is, he doesn't know exactly where zakyman is. He doesn't know that he's in North Africa and Central America. Anyway, they're just different positions, and he couldn't know exactly where he would be.
Yeah. So while that's happening, zakyman's finishing off most of West U.S., leaving only one territory, the Great Plains, so he can get that next turn. And last move on the turn, Lolowut blockading in South Africa.
And that's not a bad move, in my opinion, because zakyman's getting a lot more reinforcements than him. This blocking off, it would be especially nice if zakyman happened to hit him there this turn. That's nice to see your blockades have an effect.
Well,
But
remember,
either way,
blockade happens at the end of the turn, unlike abandons. So
oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. I was thinking abandoned cards.
Yeah.
You're right.
He was kind of forced into it because last turn, remember, he attacked and lost a lot, and he wasn't able to replenish it nearly as well as zakyman.
In either case, it defends Novo very well, so it's not a bad move, and it prevents zakyman from ever getting South Africa, really.
Indeed. So, moving on to turn 11, we see that zakyman's finishing off West U.S., Lolowut putting 11 in Pakistan. Interesting move, and 5 in Sipple to finish off defending that, while zakyman deploys 22 to Argentina. He finishes off West U.S., Lolowut capturing Iran with 20, and then we see 66 armies attack Sipple.
Yeah, even though he didn't take Sipple there, that really finishes the game. It makes it very clear to Lolowut. This guy's getting a lot of reinforcements, and I can't do anything.
Next turn, there's nothing he could do in terms of defending this.
Yeah, it's game over right there.
Even if he put everything down there and used a card or something, which he doesn't. Well, he does have one now, I believe. He should have had one after turn 10, so turn 11 he should have had one. Ooh. Yeah, he should have one. Okay. But, okay, that's pretty much the game. We see that, indeed, he had surrendered after that turn. So, good game Lolowut, good game zakyman. zakyman coming out ahead in the end after 11 turns. And that's that. So, we're going to move on to the next game in the tournament.